Greetings. It is day 29 of personal family lockdown and day 23 of shelter in place for Santa Clara County. Some of you may be wondering what happened with the toilet paper dilemma that was descending upon the household. So last week, things came to a head, but actually not because of toilet paper, because of milk. We were running out of milk, and so it was time to venture forth to the grocery store. And given that we are trying to reduce the number of trips to the grocery store that we make, it was also time to strategize about how we might potentially procure some additional rolls of toilet paper. The best advice that I had heard was to go right as the store opened, as they had put on the fresh shipment, and arrive before they run out for the day. So my husband and I made a ridiculously long shopping list, tried to plan it all out. I made sure he checked the exact opening time of the store and made sure that it wasn't one of the special senior days that only allows seniors for the first 3 hours from store opening. I then woke up very early. We were lucky enough to find a couple of face masks that my husband had in the garage for some various projects. So armed with my face mask, again, my pocket full of disinfectant wipes and hand sanitizer, I headed out with my long shopping list. Given the critical nature of this mission, I could not trouble myself with the small fry of our local Safeway that was walking distance from our house. I had to go to the slightly further away, larger Safeway. I pulled into the parking lot at 5:56 a.m. Before the 6 a.m. opening, and was about the 7th person in line waiting for the store to open. By the time it opened, there was probably about 20 of us, maintaining appropriate social distance. As soon as the doors opened, I made a beeline straight for the paper goods aisle. In the anticipation of the store opening, I was thinking to myself, if only I could have some guarantee that these drastic measures we were taking would guarantee success. But I knew that they did not. However, it was still a letdown to arrive at the aisle and find absolutely no toilet paper. I was, however, able to grab a package of 2 paper towel rolls instead of 1 paper towel roll like the last time I went shopping, and also a Kleenex box. I then, trying to maintain my composure, was zipping around trying to grab other items that had been out of stock last time I had shopped. And as I was doing so, I noticed a woman with a package of toilet paper under her arm. I thought to myself, this is no time to be proud. And so I asked her, casually, where are they keeping the toilet paper these days? She smiled at me, kind of a condescending smile, as if to say, oh, how adorable you are, to think that you could buy toilet paper right off the shelf. But what she said was, the toilet paper's behind the customer service desk. Aha! I immediately walked over to the customer service desk and got in line and watched as people did indeed receive packages of toilet paper. The person right ahead of me in line, however, did not ask for toilet paper, but asked for rubbing alcohol. This put me into a momentary panic. What other sorts of treasures were they hiding behind the customer service desk? What should I be asking for? Toilet paper, clearly. But what else? Thankfully, the sales representative must have taken pity on me, perhaps noticing that this was my first time purchasing toilet paper since the shelter in place. I received the toilet paper, and then she just offered and said, would you like a bottle of hand sanitizer as well? Yes, please. score. After that, I was able to continue on my shopping, much more relaxed, to the extent you can be relaxed in today's shopping environment. I was able to get most things. However, there were still a couple of items that I was unable to obtain. Tofu, for one, and eggs. There were no eggs available this time. Combination of sheltering in place and Easter, perhaps? I'm not sure. I also, on a more sober note, picked up a sympathy card for a friend who had recently lost her mother to coronavirus. The situation is real, and it is terrible and so heartbreaking. So I had been thinking about why shopping was, in addition to sort of the challenges of shopping, why my carts were always so full. And I think it's a combination of two things. One, all of us are eating at home all the time, whereas before my husband would eat almost all of his lunches at work, and I would eat some of my lunches at work. That was no longer the case. So we were in fact actually requiring more food. That and the fact that we were trying to reduce the number of shopping trips we took. And so we were trying to actually buy more food for each given shopping trip. I shopped for an hour, 15 minutes, and then got into line for the checkout. Unfortunately, there was only one checker. And so I waited in line for 30 minutes. However, I was successful. It was a victorious shopping trip. Even though I was exhausted, could barely keep my eyes open for the rest of the day, it was such a feeling of accomplishment. From about door to unloaded door, it was about 3 hours. I then got some breakfast, threw all of my clothes in the laundry, and took a shower. And after that, I felt like I had completed shopping, at least for another week. And yes, I did procure a whole new roll.